outfit's great. You should wear this color. Look at the eyes. Can we have a close-up of the eyes, please?
Oh my goodness, will you look at
those
that?
baby blues. Paul Newman, you know, is looking over his shoulder.
Is yelling at Joanne right now. He's got my sweater. I tell you what, we're going to have to cut out the Ross Report today, but what we're going to do now is meet a big star. Instead of getting topics, we're getting big stars. Let's welcome Naomi Judd, the queen of everything.
Yes.
Naomi Judd, welcome to our show.
You're right, they are.
She's a grandma, and you know what? She's a bombshell, too. Nancy, tell us what's on the rest of the program.
Well, all right, Jeff. She plays the sassy radio producer Roz on Frasier. We're going to hang out with actress Perry Gilpin in just a bit. And Suzanne Wong hangs out with our friend, 82-year-old go-getter Banana George. You go, Banana. But first, we're going to sit down with country music superstar and talk show host Naomi Judd. That's next on Fox After Breakfast.
Tell me but don't tell me I was born to be blue.
Now, I could never tell which one was the mom. I'm completely serious. When I would see clips of them performing, I would not know who the mom was. I'm a silly man, but I'm not a stupid man, and I could never tell. You look exactly the same age as your daughter.
And you're a bloated man. So
I am a bloated man.
You know, if George eats 1,000 pounds of bananas, you need to eat 1,000 pounds of prunes every day.
Do I really? Okay.
You can be Prune Jeff.
Apparently, the 1,000 pounds of bananas would have helped with the 1,000 pounds of barbecue that I had last night. But you, tell us all about how you stay looking so vivacious and bombshell-like, young lady. You look terrific.
Yeah, you are. You're totally
really just
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yesterday,
It's inside and out with you.
Right.
It's true. But
Yesterday, one of the New York construction guys, and I get such a kick out of these guys. I mean, what a culture. I was going into a building, and these guys were, you know, smoking their unfiltered Camels, eating bologna sandwiches, making remarks at everything, every female that went by. And I've got radar ears. You know, I am a singer, and I can hear everything. And I heard one of them say, look, she's a fox. And I went, yes! I haven't heard that in a while. That's sort of music to my ears.
I'm surprised you don't hear that all the time.
She hears it every day.
Yeah.
She's got
she's
to.
just
But she
throttling back
she's
a little
just
bit 'cause
modest.
she's
She's just used to looking in that mirror and seeing this beautiful face.
Now, you're doing a new show. I want to talk about this right away on the Family Channel. There's a special coming up where you actually do this. You're actually interviewing people.
Right. It was weird.
What's it like to turn the tables for a change?
Well, after about 14 years of having people ask me what I had for breakfast, and you know, what size shoe do you wear, that kind of stuff, it was kind of hard. Family Channel, I support, you know, because I'm very, very concerned about what's going on with the media in this country right now. I mean, it's like the sideshow has become the main attraction, and you know that the tabloids have creeped into the 6 o'clock news. Where's my soapbox?
No, but it's true. Right. Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Me have an opinion, but I'm just horrified, you know, by what's going on in our culture with our media. So the Family Channel wanted some sort of a spokesperson type thing. And I said, pick me.
Pick me.
I believe in you. I support you.
Yeah, there's a wonderful, you have Fran on the special's on this coming Monday at 7, right?
Monday the 21st.
Yeah, the 21st.
Well, they told me I could do whatever I wanted to do. And of course, I love that. And I thought, okay, I just adore people. That's my whole thing in life, is just meeting new people. And these are folks, because I'm not a TV watcher, that I would not cross paths with. So I read Tim Allen's books. I've always wanted to meet Jane Seymour because she's into complementary medicine. And Fran, I thought, this has got to be hysterical.
Well, the two of you trading accents, it's adorable.
It was very funny.
It was really very funny. It's a
Dueling
show.
diphthongs. It was very, very weird. Now, you mentioned, I was just going to say, you mentioned the medicine, and that's one of the things we want to talk about today, sort of that intersection of mind, body, and spirit.
Bingo.
And that's how you overcame the hepatitis, right?
Yep.
Because, frankly, the prognosis was that you wouldn't be around to do a show like this
It's twoo. They said I'd be taking a 6-foot dirt nap.
Oh my God, honestly.
And I'm
was that
here.
severe?
I got the doctor's attention over there. Come here. Come over here.
Yeah, Dr. Greg, come on over.
Yes.
You've got the stethoscope on. Perhaps we can do a little physical here.
Well, I'm a
Now,
pediatrician, but
Where are your disposable gloves and your...
only when we're doing examinations.
I don't have a prostate. It's okay.
And although, well,
Okay. I'll be over at Fox News. Gotta go. Bye-bye.
Get back here, you.
Yes.
Get back here.
Somebody
going-
turn your head and cough.
He's going to get his prunes.
Wow.
The stethoscope does work.
I was gonna say, I wonder how she got
really
that
does.
She
show.
called you right over.
But I must say, I'm a pediatrician, and I treat until 16, 17 years of age. But I really would like to examine you sometime. I agree with this young man over here.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
just
Let's
a
do
little
this on the
faint.
medical channel, okay?
Calm down.
Well, I was diagnosed with chronic active hepatitis C, and you know that there are 400 million people in the world that have that. It's epidemic, and it's the killer. In medicine, we call it the silent killer.
And we know very little about hepatitis C, really. We don't know much about it. It's a recent discovery. There are probably other forms of hepatitis as well. And these diseases can be devastating. Your liver is such an important part of your body, and such an important organ in your body, you don't realize it until you get sick, that you feel very, very sick with hepatitis.
We call it the factory. First of all, do you know where the liver is? For the keys to the Buick. Where
Well,
is the liver?
in my home, it's generally next to the bacon and the onions. I believe it's positioned somewhere in
right
the
here.
in the
Yeah.
right quadrant there, right? Sort of in the back behind the
Okay, a second.
between the kidney and the lung, sure.
You get a second chance.
very good.
For the keys to the Buick, how many beers in a six-pack? Okay.
Huh?
It's called the factory because it does such a multiplicity of functions.
Exactly.
And right now, it's the fourth killer, I think, in America. There are 4 million people that have hepatitis C, and of course, there's over 100 types of liver disease.
And many of those cases are asymptomatic, meaning people don't even have symptoms of that initially. So it can
Because
be
you're
silent.
very-
So it creeps up on me.
And you're an
And you
irritable,
get all these things to
clean
combat
eater
it.
and drinker, right?
Yeah, never smoked a cigarette, never drank a beer. Anybody else here never drank a beer? It's
Well,
truth
this is not the
time.
group
Yes.
in which to ask this, but
Honestly.
Valerie Harper, who comes to us
Honestly,
from
yeah,
outside.
I don't like it.
You never drank a beer? Never smoked a
Never.
cigarette?
Am I going to be seeing a documentary that says Beer the Silent
tried to
Killer?
smoke-
Because that's
yes, I
gonna be
did
a
smoke
problem.
a cigarette on stage, but no inhaling.
Yeah.
But I had to pretend I was inhaling. Yeah, no.
I've
Another
just
clean
never
liver.
been tempted
Did the
by
nuns get
that
you
stuff.
too?
No.
Oh no, just your
No,
family.
Southern Baptist.
Just Ashland, Kentucky, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
But what we were talking about, complementary medicine, you're absolutely right. The spirit and the mind and the body are connected. So for 8 years, I've been doing this phenomenal research, and I'm talking about garnering hard empirical scientific data, documentation, with all the big, experts whose frontal lobes are bulging because they're so smart.
The AMA guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I
Which-
only
they're coming
hang
around.
with biochemists and research scientists and physicists because I take this so seriously.
Exactly.
The credibility factor. Dr. Andrew Weil is a close personal friend. Deepak Chopra, and anyway.
So it can't be swept aside.
I
as-
have to have the credentials. Because I'm a member of the mainstream Orthodox community myself, I'm an RN, I want to hang with these guys that have the very minutely detailed documentation. And then I go out on my lecture circuit and just translate for the average person.
And that's exactly what we're going to be doing more of today with Dr. Greg, which is talking about some of the nutrition facts and fantasies, which we all grew up with, but how we can all remain a little bit healthier. Having so said, I hear them starting the French toast with the Canadian bacon in the kitchen. We're going to keep Naomi here throughout the program and see if she will, in fact, eat some French toast. Nancy, why don't you apprise us of the next event here
All right.
on Fox After Breakfast?
First, we're going to get the latest headlines waiting for Tom Bergeron and our special guest, Valerie Harper. Back to you guys.
That's right, Tom Bergeron back next week. Look forward to that. We're having way too much fun this morning with Valerie Harper and Naomi Judd and our own Dr. Greg Hippolyter, nutritionist and liver expert.
Now I am.
You've learned more about the liver
Hey,
than you
do you all
expected
think
to.
he looks like Geraldo? I don't. I think he looks like Richard Gere. Can you get the
I was going to
eyes?
say, I've
with
been
the
trying to
mustache.
figure that
Richard
out.
Gere. Yeah, especially with Richard's hair now, the
Thank
color.
you very much.
I would
Thank
like
you.
right at this moment
I'll take the
to
compliment.
take
Thank
Dr.
you.
Greg's
Wow.
temperature if we could. But right now, let's go to my close personal friend, co-road warrior and woman in a rubber suit, Suzanne Wong, who's down in Winter Haven, Florida with our own Banana George. How are you, Suzanne?
Hey, Jeff, you know, he likes everything in his life to be yellow, so it's a good thing I'm Asian. I want to throw to some of Banana George in action. Let's take a look at him. He's water skiing. He's a world record holder. He's an inventor. He's a businessman. He balances so many things in his life. I caught up with him. He taught me to barefoot, to regular water ski in 60 seconds.
Wow.
He also, we caught up with him snowboarding in Colorado. He is also a father, a husband, a grandfather, a great-grandfather. He's an amazing guy. Are we still on the videotape?
Attention.
No, I think we're done
Okay.
now.
Okay, we've done that. Well, let's take a look at what George is doing today. Okay, let's go. Banana. What are you doing, George?
Oh, well, I'm doing a little water skiing as usual. How do you like water skiing, honey?
It looks good.
Yeah, yeah. How about a little flying?
Whoa! What is that called, George?
Yeah. I'm on top of the world now. I'm in my element.
What is that contraption you've got there? It looks like you're floating.
I am floating through the air. I'm flying and skiing at the same time. How do you like that?
What is that called, George?
That's called hydrofoil skiing.
That's amazing.
What do you know about that, baby? There you go.
That's amazing, George. That looks beautiful. Now, you're vice chairman of a bank, and you're an inventor and a businessman and a father, a great-grandfather. How do you balance everything in your life?
Well, right now it's a little difficult to balance.
This is actually very difficult, what you're doing, isn't it, George?
It's what?
Is it very difficult, this thing you're doing right now?
It's very easy to do it, but it's hard to learn it.
It is hard to learn?
It takes a while.
Now, you always take risks. In a television commercial, you've jumped off of a roof into water. You're a race car driver. Why do you take all these risks in your life?
Well, I need something of great interest to focus on, and I like sports. And
Look at that.
Do you have any specific diet that you're on to keep you so fit and healthy?
Yeah. I gotta be doing something challenging, and here it is right now. Tell the driver a little bit slower.
Drive a little bit slower, okay. His wife Joanne is the one that's driving the boat for him.
Tell her a little bit slower, right there. Go a little bit faster now. A little bit faster. Faster. Right there, hold it.
How's it going, George? Are you okay? Is the water rough or is it okay?
It's okay.
Now, I understand that you've been barefoot water skiing all over the world. Where do you head to next?
Well, I hope to go to the Arctic. I've barefooted and water skied in the Antarctic, and now I hope to do it in the Arctic. You want to go with me? I mean, you just came from Iceland. Why don't you go with me, Suzanne?
Okay,
man.
You can inspire any of us to do anything.
Yeah, I hope so. That's what I'm all about. Trying to encourage everybody to do everything.
Now, your car and your boat and your clothes, everything's yellow. I understand you want to paint your house yellow, too. How does your wife feel about that?
Yeah, my wife draws a line some places, and that's one place where she draws a line. If she draws a line, I dare not cross it.
Well, you're an inspiration to us all, Banana George. I can't even hear anything you guys are saying back in the studio, so I'm going to have to throw it back to you, Jeff and Valerie.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. We actually weren't saying anything. We were made speechless by a vision of James Bond at the age of 82. Banana George, he is an inspiration to us all.
Fantastic, isn't he darling?
It's absolutely amazing.
What was he on, a piece of
He was on a
plexiglass?
hydrofoil. It's
But
like
what is it? It looks
it's
like a triangle of...
It's a strut and a ski, sort of, and you get up to a certain speed and it
But
lifts
it
you
looked
into
like
the
he
air.
was on a triangle of plexiglass. It
Well,
looked
it's
like
sort
there
of,
was nothing
but
there.
I think that was an
There's a
optical
good view of it, Jeff.
Oh, there.
See, there we can
Oh,
see
okay,
it.
great. All right,
Okay.
now I'm seeing. Oh, all right.
The question again,
Wow.
Valerie, on this show is never how, but why.
why?
Let me walk now into the study. Excuse me a brief moment, because it's time for the Fox News Channel to provide us with our middle of the morning update, events in the world. And I know that many of you will be a little disappointed to hear that we are not getting our news today from Umaluma Pemaraju, as we usually do. We are, in fact, getting
After breakfast. Tomorrow.
Welcome back to Fox After Breakfast. We're having a terrific time here. Tom Bergeron back next week. In the meantime, I am Jeff McGregor with Naomi Judd, Valerie Harper, and our own pediatrician, Dr. Greg Hippolyter. Today, we are exploding and explaining some food myths, the likes of an apple a day keeps the doctor away, which, of course, is not true if you fall out a window. Rarely does the ambulance show up with a barrel full of apples.
Ow.
But these do have a basis in truth.
I would say, Jeff, it's true that many of the food myths or the food sayings do have their basis in truth. And you talked about the apples. You know, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, it might not keep the doctor away all the time, but there are a number of elements that the apples have. First of all, they're very rich in fiber.
Sure.
And things that are rich in fiber can help keep the cholesterol down. Also, there's vitamin C in the apple as well. But I think the important thing about apples is that children, given the choice between an apple and a piece of candy, the child that's going to go for the apple is going to have better nutrition. The child has better nutrition, teeth are going to be better nutrition, and that will keep your child out of the doctor's office.
Is there one color apple that's better than another, Doc? Or
Whichever one, they all have the same properties, whichever one the child prefers.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Whatever you can get the kid to eat. Now, did you feed Winona fruits and vegetables?
And actually, yes. I'm actually going to have a cookbook come out this fall, and it's not going to be just about recipes, because you're right, like you introduced me, I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a grandmother, and we're very down-home people. You know, we don't go to discotheques and wrestling matches. Our kitchen is
That's
really
a big weekend even for me.
All right. Simple, slow down, and be kind.
Yes.
Isn't that your
Yeah,
motto?
how'd you know that?
Because I
It's in the
remember,
background.
yeah, it's not
slow
only
down,
that.
simplify, and be kind. But I'm coming out with a cookbook this fall, and I think that okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The kitchen table is a solution to America's problems. It's not just that you are what you eat, it's who you eat with. But
It's very
Absolutely.
interesting because
Wonderfully
studies have shown that eating habits are established in the first 3 years of life. So children that acquire good eating habits and will eat some of these foods will retain those good eating habits later on in life. So I
And
definitely
have
agree
better
with you.
manners and be better socialized.
Absolutely.
as well.
by the time
And this is
behavioral
circle of life,
therapists,
yeah.
exactly, by the time a child is 3 years old, they have a self-concept that they're a winner or a loser in life. And all these studies about neuronal pathways right now, if you saw the cover of Time magazine recently, we have such a narrow window of opportunity to teach these children that apples are delicious, they're better for you, they're more readily available than
And
fruit
you can use cartoons like Popeye with the spinach. Can you not? I mean, that's a way to say.
Well, Popeye has some good aspects in terms of eating the spinach, which is very rich in iron. And children tend to be lacking iron. They have tremendous iron needs. The children are growing very, very quickly. I can't say that I agree with Popeye's smoking and his violence, but the other aspects.
That's Pluto that smokes. It's Pluto that smokes.
or it's choice in
He
women.
has a pipe.
Now, what about
that's
carrots?
right.
Carrots being good
Exactly.
for our eyes. Myth, fact, or fiction?
This is a fact.
Really?
Carrots
Yeah,
are very good for your eyes because they contain vitamin A. Vitamin A is crucial for good eye function, particularly for night vision. Okay, so the carotene that's in the vitamins A's will definitely improve your vision, as well as protect the cornea as well. So children that are severely deficient in vitamin A can actually have a very clouded cornea.
Good news. And if the kids don't go for it necessarily, you can give them a little dip with it, right? If it's not a high-fat enterprise.
And there's always Bugs Bunny to pull
that's
into the
right.
mix.
Right, and get them involved with food preparation as well. It's very helpful for children to
Is
be
it
part
the
of
A
that.
that's doing it?
It's the vitamin A
Because
that's doing
remember
it.
the golden bullets that they were in the third world, children were getting
Exactly.
blind.
Simply-
Not only does it reverses the blindness, so
It actually
nutrition
can. It's
is so
dramatic. It can
important.
be dramatic.
We do
in
carrot
several
juice in the
countries.
morning. You know, I can't tell you how important a juicer is. And these things are also easy for working mothers. I'm going to have a whole section in my cookbook about single working mothers. And you know, you can do smoothies, you can do, but carrots also have fiber.
Now, milk is a
And the
good
fiber.
thing for your bones. So if you're going to make a carrot smoothie, possibly you could put a little bit of
You
skim
could
milk in
put
it
some
for
milk in
calcium,
there
right?
as well for the calcium. And again, children have extremely high calcium needs. You know, the growing child needs a tremendous
Well, they're like a little
amount of
engine, a
calcium.
little growth engine.
Well,
and you
their
have to
teeth are
service that.
growing, their bones are growing, they're doubling their size, they're
Well,
increasing.
speaking of a man doubling his size, let's go back to Winter Haven very quickly.
Oh, my.
Banana George. There was no segue, but I was running out of
They're
time.
bananas.
Now, Banana George, how many bananas a day do you actually eat, sir?
Well, I tell you, I never eat less than 2, but I like to have 3 or 4. On a busy day, you know, at a tournament when it's hot and I'm working hard passing out bananas, then I eat 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. My limit is 9.
And sometimes you can just wear them as a fashion accessory. Thank you very much, Banana George. Now, Dr. Greg, what is good about the banana that has kept this man so vivacious and active for 82
Potassium.
years?
Very,
Okay.
very important mineral in the body, and the bananas are extremely rich in potassium.
Absolutely
If
excellent
anyone's
information.
having muscle cramps,
Uh-huh.
it's a lack of potassium.
Okay, I'm having some right now, so I'm going to grab a banana.
Well, that might be
We are
prunes,
going to go
right?
to break, but the first thing we're going to do is say hello to Perry Gilpin, who's arriving now, in order to give her some banana stuff. Do you want me to walk over there, Kim? Is that what that? Let me.